This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Mother shot dead and a 9-year-old son injured in Spanish Town home invasion. A 24-year-old woman was shot dead and her 9-year-old son injured during a home invasion in Homestead, St. Catherine on Friday evening. Dead is Alicia Allwood, a laborer of Mansfield Avenue in the parish. Residents reportedly heard explosions around 7:45 p.m. and summoned the police. Allwood was found in a pool of blood. Her son was also found with gunshot wounds. The woman was later pronounced dead while the child remains hospitalized. The police say they are considering whether the crime was a reprisal. At the time of her demise, Allwood was out on bail for breaches of the Firearms Act. The murder brings to 119 the number of reported homicides in the St. Catherine North Police Division since the start of the year. TCI police arrest a Jamaican man believed to be connected to gang violence. The Turks and the Caicos Islands police believe they have in custody a Jamaican man involved in recent gang-related criminal activities that have been plaguing the territory. Andre de Souza, 31, who was out on bail for 2 offenses, was on Monday charged after he was held with an illegal firearm and ammunition. He was arrested on October 6 by a police team which intercepted a car he was driving on Airport Road. According to TCI Media, the police are probing whether De Souza is linked to other criminal activities. De Souza is also awaiting trial on charges of overstaying and unlawful and malicious wounding stemming from an incident in August 2020. He was first remanded to prison on the charges but was later granted bail. The Jamaican government and the police force are reportedly coordinating with the Turks and the Caicos government after the TCI authorities said a Jamaican gang was behind an increase in murders there. The statement out of the TCI was strongly criticized by Jamaica's Foreign Affairs Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, who argued that it unfairly placed the spotlight on law-abiding Jamaicans residing in the British overseas territory. NWC reports a saving in energy bill from floating solar panel projects. The National Water Commission is already reporting good returns on its 45-kilowatt floating solar panel project at the Mona Reservoir in St. Andrew. The initial pilot of approximately 50 kilowatt, which was installed in May, has delivered savings to the company. This information was shared in the Upper House on Friday by Senator Matthew Samuda, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth. The floating solar panel project at the Mona Reservoir is projected to result in annual savings of roughly $1 billion in electricity bills. Senator Samuda also responded to concerns being expressed about the threat to the natural environment of the Mona Reservoir by the work taking place.
The project is now up and running, and the initial pilot of approximately 50 kilowatts, which was installed by DEGL in May 2022, has resulted in a reduction in energy consumption at the Mona treatment plant already of 31% when compared to May's energy consumption. There are many Jamaicans who enjoy the amenities of the Mona Reservoir for exercise. Mr. President, they will not be displaced. In fact, during the installation of the floating solar system, the track will be upgraded to improve the surface. The base on which the solar panels will rest, Mr. President, is plastic. This project will be producing the base for this solar system from recycled Jamaican plastic waste. So it is a circular economy project.
Government to probe residents' property right claims. There has been a significant development in the situation at Bob Marley Beach in St. Thomas following reports of a pending eviction, with the government now looking into reports that at least 2 residents of the community had applied for registered titles years ago. The government has dispatched a team from the National Land Agency to visit the area to probe the matter. This was disclosed on Friday by Information Minister Robert Morgan as he responded to the issue. Members of the advocacy group Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement gathered at the beach on Friday in anticipation of an eviction process. It's reported that the lands were sold to a private entity seeking to develop the property. Attorney at law Dr. Marcus Goff confirmed that an application for an injunction to stop the eviction has already been filed in the Supreme Court.
Both of those families, for many years now, engaged the process to apply for a registered title based on adverse possession. And both of those, after they started the process, after they applied for that process many years, right, all of a sudden, after they paid taxes for many years, this survey, they found out now in 2020 that the title was given by the government to Wolf. They had applied for years, been talking to LAMP back and forth, trying to comply, and then they got the rug pulled up under their feet. Right? The Thomas family similarly applied for title. They got a provisional title, and then they got some correspondence earlier this month to say that, oh, we hear it's government land, we're going to withhold that title from you, and you have to prove you've been on there for 60 years.
Mr. Morgan asserted that the state still owns a Bob Marley Beach, but some of the adjoining lands are owned by private entities.
Based on the conversations that have taken place today, the National Land Agency will be sending out a team to the area next week to examine the areas that are in contention, to see whether or not persons are seeking to take control of the beach, and whether or not those persons who are adjacent to the beach have certain rights. Now, what I need to do as minister, who is trying to respond to our public concern, is I need to go to NLA and research and ask the question, was there individuals who applied to adversely possess government property or private property in this particular area? And I think that one of the appropriate approaches that needs to be taken is the persons who are interested and have a grievance as it relates to the process that they were engaged in, whether or not they were successful or not, need to engage the relevant authorities, which is the National Land Agency, and look at the government's divestment policy to understand whether or not they have been offended by the actions of the government or whoever else.
Lee signed for property to set up Hopewell police post. Plans to establish a police post in Hopewell, Hanover are near to reality, as the lease agreement for the property being offered by the Hanover Municipal Corporation to the Jamaica Constabulary Force has been signed by both parties. While tabling a report in the HMC's October monthly meeting, Superintendent of Police Sharon B. Putt announced that the agreement is now signed and it is just a matter of time before the Hopewell police post is in place. The JCF have started to look at the location already, and depending on the volume and the scope of work to be done on the building on the property, I can't say when it will be up and running, but it should be soon, B. Putt stated. She mentioned the different issues in the Hopewell area that have made the facility a necessity, including an escalation in crime, traffic congestion and motor vehicle crashes, breaches of the Noise Abatement Act, unauthorized business establishments, among other issues. She added that the members of the GCF are looking forward to the facility being up and operating, as it will assist them greatly in maintaining law and order in the area. The closest police station is located some 5 kilometers away in Sandy Bay. The proposed property, which was visited and approved by Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson in July 2021, is located at the entrance to Pond Peace in Hopewell. The HMC-owned property has been leased to the GCF at the peppercorn rate of $1,000 per year for 50 years in the initial stage. Mayor of Lucy and the chairman of the HMC, Sheridan Samuels, is pleased that the lease agreement has been finally signed. We in the HMC and the Hanover Police have a great relationship. We are there for each other like brothers and sisters, and I trust that it will continue that way for quite some time, he stated. Councillor for the Hopewell Division in the HMC, Devon Brown, said that he is eager to see the facility up and running, as it would stand as a legacy achievement for him as the political representative for the area. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Hopewell Citizens Association, Derek Wright, has welcomed the progress made to establish the police post. The sooner it is established, the better, he said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.